Welcome to another episode of NOC Tech. As you can see, there's the new 2060 RTX. Oh, you know, a lot of people always like to correct me. RTX 2060 lah, I know lah. Ray tracing. But is it worth it? Is it good? I don't know. We'll find out. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna build this PC based on the 2060 RTX. The start of the video is going to be me building, talking about the parts, and then later, the second half of the video, I'll be explaining more about the performance of the 2060 compared to the rest of the 10 series, 1060, 1080, 1070 Ti. So firstly, let's talk about the parts. I'd like to thank Aftershock for providing most of the parts. They provide everything except the GPU, the case, and the fans. For the CPU, I went for the i7700K with a Z270 Asus motherboard. Reason behind this was readily available. And I mean, it's one of the top CPUs for gaming, so I thought it was not too bad. For the CPU cooler, this is by Aftershock. Water cooled, similar to Cooler Master or Corsair CPU coolers. Next, we have 4x8GB of DDR4 Corsair Vengeance LED RAM, totaling to 32GB. This is a little overkill. 16 gigs is all you need, but extra RAM can help multitasking a little bit more, and this is good for our editors in the office. Storage, we have 500 gigs of SSD for our OS and software. We have 2x2TB of hard drive for games and media storage. Next, the Hydro G 850W power supply. We have some cool RGB case fans paired with the new TR7000 case, both by Armageddon. And saving the best for last, we have the RTX 2060. I can't tell you how long I have been waiting to build this PC. And build we shall. This build costs $2,428, and what I love about PC building is that you can customize your own specifications. If you're on a budget, you can opt out the 32 gigs of RAM and get a 16 gigs. You don't need an RGB fan or fancy case, and you can even get an i5 or an AMD CPU. Some games will even run better on an AMD CPU. Or if you're on the other side and you're a baller and you want to flex those PC builds, you can get a i7-9900K, and you know, don't get hard drives, get all SSDs, 5TB of SSD, or even get 12 RGB fans. For all it matters, it's your choice. Alright, so everything is almost done. I just want to test it out before I actually put back the case. So, moment of truth. LED is not working.
No shit, Sherlock.
We're done. Cable management, not the best, not the worst, but not good enough for me to show you guys, okay? Oh yo. Will it run? Will the LED work? To think of it, I should have tested it before I screw everything in. Are you ready? Let's see it. Woo! Look at that! Look at that, rainbow! Oh, wow! Wow, look at that light! So everything's set up, PC running very well. I played a few games already. I'm gonna benchmark it with some synthetic benchmarking, the superposition benchmark, and then some practical games like Battlefield 5 because of the ray tracing. Resident Evil 2, very taxing on the GPU, and two popular games. Not very taxing, but I think people will want to know how it runs. PUBG and Fortnite. We will go into the benchmark. Take it away, Julian. Voiceover Julian. Alright, thank you, Julian. So there's a lot of noise around the RTX 2060 performing better than the 1070 Ti. And running superposition, it seems like it's true, not by a lot. And I ran both on 1080p and 4K. And it's clear that the RTX 2060 is not good enough for 4K, just like the 1070 Ti. But, you know, we have to run some real games. All 4 of these games don't have benchmark options, so how I benchmark them is using a third-party software to take their average FPS, and I'll do my best to run the test as similar as possible. For Fortnite, I land on Dusty Divot all the time. On PUBG, I land on the same location as well. Resident Evil 2, I ran through the same area after the car crash. And for Battlefield 5, I played single-player campaign for more consistent, and it's clear that the RTX 2060 does indeed share a very similar performance with the 1070 Ti. Not say a lot better, but yeah, they share the same qualities. But the RTX 2060 has something that the 1070 Ti doesn't. Ray tracing. For the people that don't know, ray tracing is actually not a new technology. You probably watched this technology in action before. Studios like Pixar uses this all the time. This is where rays of light sources actually bounce off surface, giving you a more realistic reflection compared to the traditional way called rasterization, where, to put this in simple terms, they agar-agar to find out where's the shadow and where should be brighter, something like that. And long story short, Nvidia managed to get this tech into games. And now, reflections are more detailed and realistic. But is it too good to be true? A bit. Just a bit. When you turn on ray tracing, the FPS goes from 90 to 100 FPS to 40 to 50 FPS, a major drop, making this unsuitable to play Battlefield on multiplayer. Lowering the settings makes the FPS a little playable, but defeats the purpose of making the game look good. So right now, RTS is not needed, but you know, it's nice to have, because the price of the 2060 is actually cheaper than the 1070 Ti. Although it's cheaper, it is more expensive than the 1060, 960 and 760 series, the 60 series at launch. So I would say don't look at it as a 60 series, look more of it as a 70 series. But you know something about this price? We are in Singapore and that's not usually the price you pay. And 90% of you will probably not get the Founder Edition and instead get something like Zotac because of its lower price. So these prices are from online stores in Singapore, and the 2060 is still cheaper than the 1070 Ti. And I'm sure the price will drop for the 2060 in time. So in conclusion, is there a place for the RTX 2060? There is. I mean, it's on par with the 1070 Ti. So if you have the 9 series or the 7 series GPU, this is a upgrade you can get. If you are doing a budget PC, I think you can wait for the 11 series, GTX version of the 2060. It's going to be called the 1160, rumored, or they're going to call it the 1660. Nvidia, please don't call it 1660. If you call it 1660, your sales will drop like 20%. 1160, still not too bad. Or even GTX 2060. Can hire me as your PR or your product. So do let me know in the comments, will you get the RTX series? What do you think of this build so far? Here's the thing, RTX, it really makes things, the reflection look good. Yeah, that's all I want to say. It looks good. It does look good. It does look good. Other than that, hope you enjoy. Remember to click here for more and click here to subscribe. I'll see you in another video. Maybe another PC video. Good.